ईश्वरं सुता श्रीमन् पूर्वा सन्ध्या प्रवर्तते उत्तिष्ठ सत्यसाईशा कर्तव्यम्.
And I brought it up tonight because this is this component that it seems like, how do I put it, on your journey, right? You're doing this work, and in the beginning, it's all like really pulled within, and it's all about me, and all of my issues, and all of my beliefs, and all of my conditioning and patterning, and all this stuff. And then at a certain point, we start branching out, and it gets more incorporated. That journey and that work gets more incorporated with what's going on out here. Remember, the inner and the outer are the same thing. And so a form of attack is to attack it on the outer, right? Simultaneously. Well, if you're doing the work here, you've got to be doing it here too. And so we end up with being in the space as seeker of going, oh, it's not just about me sitting and processing. It's not just about me being in meditation. It's also equally about how I function in the world. It's about my relationships with other people, interpersonal relationships, and how I hold others, and how I react to others, and how I work with others, and how all of this stuff happens. Like, that's a big chunk of my own journey. And it is, because it's your life. Right? Your life is your spiritual path. It's already bringing you everything you need. And so what happens? Well, what happens is, as a seeker, you're doing so much deep inner work. You're coming into greater and greater knowledge. Right? But there's a thing that it came in for me. I think I posted something similar on Facebook. What was it, yesterday or something? But then I got a clear, like, 4 words that encapsulated to me the work of the Kumara Center, right? And the first one was learn. Because as a seeker, you've got to learn. There's an aspect of that that's really important. You've got to be teachable, and I've got to be able to teach you things that the only way you're going to get it is you're going to get it from another person. So you've got to learn. And the number 2 is you have to experience. So I'm going to give you something. I'm going to give you an understanding. And now, as you're living your life, you're going to have an opportunity. It will be brought to you to experience that teaching. Okay? That's where it starts becoming real for you. You're going to experience. And the number 3 is to integrate. And so now you've had the experience, and now you can see what you moved through in your own life, and you can see it in relationship to the understanding that you had been given, that you had only held as a mental concept, but now through your direct experience, you can integrate that, and it can become number 4, which is actualization. Number 4 is to actualize, right? Without the knowledge, without the learning, there won't be actualization. Without any of them, there won't be actualization. You can't take a component out and expect that you're going to actualize the very deepest of spiritual teachings. You've got to be presented with them first. And then you've got to be willing to walk in your life holding this set of, this knowledge in your awareness. So as you move through life, you aren't just seeker over here, boxing up all of that information, but then living your life here from a completely different place. It cannot work like that. Not for someone who's serious. It has to be fully integrated into your daily life, right? If you take that piece out, there's no actualization. How are you could meditate for 10 hours a day and then go back into the world for 6 hours a day and act like a schmuck to everybody around you and don't think you're going to self-realize in a lifetime. It's just not how it works. So now you're willing to go out there and you're willing to carry these understandings and do your absolute best to live by them, because you have an understanding at that point that you're responsible now for doing it. You stepped up as a seeker and you said, I want liberation. I want liberation. And what that means is, okay, we're going to start giving you the pieces. And it's up to you now. Now you're responsible. I'm going to take it from me and I'm going to hand it to you. And I'm going to say, guess what? Now you're responsible for taking that and living it. Because if you can't take it and live it and learn every time you fall down and every time you mess up, there's no forward movement. And if there's no forward movement, you can be darn sure there's backward movement because there's no stasis in the universe. Okay. So now you're responsible, absolutely responsible for the knowledge you've been given. Now you've got to live it in your life. If you live it in your life, do your best, you're going to have an amazing experience. It leads to the integration of the information that literally was purely conceptual in the beginning. And that's what leads to those amazing aha moments that all of you have had along the way, where you held an understanding of a teaching and you could only experience it from a certain place until you walked through it. And now on the other side, you go, oh, I get it. I get it. That's integration. And from that integration, you can then move into actualization, where now you aren't the separated self holding a concept, lots of doership here, holding a concept and attempting to live it in the world, follow it, do right by it. Now you are it. Now you are it.